want y'all know who France is. Y'all know what Let's Talk Battle Rap is. If you're unfamiliar with Let's Talk Battle Rap, they are the guys who give you all the interesting quotes, right? Now, if you're somebody like me who ain't got time to watch every blog, you ain't got time to watch everybody's podcast, you go to Let's Talk Battle Rap Instagram, and they will give you a sneak peek on hot topics. You just look at their page, you already know what's going on. And that's why I love them so much, on top of many other reasons. But, I want him to come on in and chime on in and kind of help me understand these battles that I missed and that I'm catching up on. You know what I'm saying? Let's do this. It's the vibe. I'm that guy. Gallus is my palace. I want she. French, what it is, my guy?
Fit, Murder Ave Gang.
Murder Ave Gang, what it is.
My dinosaur advice.
Boop, 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 boop.
What up, though?
What's good, my guy? Yo, if y'all hear French in the chat, throw a thumbs up, throw something, throw a prop in the chat, something. Let me know. What's the vibes? All right, looking good. French, what's good, my guy?
Ain't shit, man. I'm coolin', man. A nice Sunday evening. Getting ready for the Monday morning grind.
What's new and exciting, man?
What's new and exciting, man? I'm looking forward to Summer Madness next week. I'll be in Houston. Looking forward to the gauntlet of events we're going to have in October. We got 4 URL events in October. That's going to be crazy. We're going to be very busy. So, we've been busy all year. So,
busy is a good thing to be. Busy is good. So, I was just talking about, because I missed all the female battles, and then I caught up to them recently when I came back today, pretty much today.
Nice.
What was your opinion of 40 and Case and Yoshi and Lady Caution?
Oh man, those are the two talking points of the entire event, man. 40 bars and KCJ. First, salute to 40 bars. She's headlined every single NHB card on the series. You know what I'm saying? Just another thing to add to the resume. It's another little sprinkle to add to. Yeah, it's a 40 illustrious resume, and she looked really, really, really good. I'll argue it's one of the best female battles so far this year, next to First Lady Flames and E-Heart. It was great, man. It was great. When 40's clicking like that and she's hitting on all cylinders, it's a great sight to see. She's really difficult to beat. But KCJ fought, man. KCJ fought very hard. I think she earns a lot of respect after that performance, regardless if you have her losing. Because this entire year for KCJ, I've never seen somebody's stock almost kind of decline while winning. Because people were so unsatisfied with her performances. I've never seen so many people criticize KCJ so much. I'm sure you've probably seen it in your chat or over throughout the year. So, right. She was due for a really good performance with 40. 40 had this line with Casey in the third round. You remember the air condition line?
Yeah.
Oh my God, man! That line was so poetic because it's that line was so poetic because she starts it off she starts it off performing it with the chills. Talks about the fan being cool. You got to keep it cool. Your fans, this and that. And then she's like, I'm just trying to make sure my air condition. She's kind of not passing the torch, but she's putting a crown on KCJ's head. You're validated now. You're here. You arrived. You're one of us. Mm-hmm. You're in this realm now. You can bang with us. So
I'll fuck with 40, man. I'm not gonna front because I definitely have a preference on how I like people to rap, and 40 is the only person that's outside of that preference that I still like a lot. Because she doesn't have to do the She delivers, and when she's on point, I'm in love with it, man. I love it. You know what I mean? Her only problem for me is always her memorization, and that's it. She knows that, right? When she's on it and she knows her shit, I don't think it's too many people who can stand in front of her. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I really like about her. You know what I mean? And, and as a person, too, 40 never be acting like no corny bitch. Like, at least with me. You feel me? So I like her a lot. You know what I mean? And I'm really happy that she took this battle. Keep it a buck.
Yeah, I am too, honestly, and I'm happy that it looked like she found some kind of hunger within it. Like, and I always say like you 40 like top tiers, lady, like there's not much really like peaking at motivation to the fullest extent. Like there's not a lot of matches available, a lot of opportunities besides a big bag. But it felt like she tapped in some kind of energy where it's like, oh, 40 is back. Like I'm back.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you can
I
see
just
that
want
through
to
the
see
screen.
facts. It's like, let's go. I just feel like it had a lot to do with, people kind of like placing that crown on KCJ. Like, whoa, wait. You not 40. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the vibe she had. Like, sis, they're calling you the fake sis. Like, let's not forget, I'm 40 bars. I did a lot of shit to put bitches on the map. You know what I mean? And I felt like that was the energy she came with. And I like seeing that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Ah, I loved it. I loved it, man. And Lady Caution and Yoshi.
Ah.
All right, bow your heads. Let us pray. You know what I'm saying?
Let us pray.
Dear Father,
Mm.
Fatherly Heaven,
Ding ding
please
ding.
pray over Caution. please, please protect her from all evil doings. Nah, man. Lady Caution's my homie, man. You know
Nasty.
what I'm saying? So,
It was
she's a
nasty.
homie. I really rocks with her. She's definitely like she loves all of like battle rap media, all the battle rap. She just loves battle rap. Like this woman's battled 9 times in 6 months. But you ever have that one friend that's kind of developing a habit, and as time progresses, you realize it's like, okay, if I don't address this for my friend, like this is gonna backfire at some point. And when it backfires, I'm gonna feel bad because like I let this habit grow. Battling 9 times in 6 months, fit. That's like battling once every 21 days. Like that's kind of ludicrous. One, she battled 3 times in 6 weeks before she battled Yoshi, and then she battled Coffee and Yoshi back to back. So like, who's in her camp telling her battling Coffee and Yoshi on your URL and Caffeine debut back to back is a good idea? Like, I need to know.
Right. Well, see, some people feel like you got a beast like that to get attention. Like a lot of different battle rappers had those kind of runs. Like Cortez, Math Hoffa, they have those runs where it's like, I'm gonna kill everything in sight. And for me personally, I never thought that was a good idea. But some people do get in a bag in that kind of way, where it's like, I'm gonna just take everything that I get, and then winning those puts you on a higher level, but it also can fucking kick you in the ass, like it did to fucking Caution. I don't know what was the issue. I didn't hear too many interviews of her after it. But I don't know what she was saying. Whether she just couldn't remember it, or was it last minute prep? Like, but that's the only thing that usually happens when we're in that choking situation. You know what I'm saying? You just ain't had no time.
Yeah, there's some reports that came out. She's had interviews after the battle. She said she just blanked out. It's something that's never happened to her. And going back to the thing I'm talking about, habits, like if we're keeping it clean, if we're keeping it honest, if we're keeping it honest, she hasn't been clean in all of those 9 battles neither. She probably had
Right.
like 2 or 3 battles where she's kind of like stumbling, turbulence. Might have ended this round early, might have choked. Like, so it's like that habit was already building up. And then it's like you're gonna have so much battle fatigue on the 2 biggest battles of your career. Like this is a grudge match. You know what I'm saying? Like you died in a grudge match. Sure, battle rap is
Yeah.
extremely accelerated now, so you'll still get calls and plates. But when
Mm-hmm.
we look at your career long down the line, 5, maybe 10 years from now,
That's a
we're gonna
stain.
remember this moment.
Yeah,
You
that's a
know what I'm
stain,
saying?
man. That's a harsh stain. And I just feel like anybody who gets 3-0 to Yoshi is just bad. Like I don't know. Like that's just something you can't allow to happen. Like if I had a list of shit not to do in battle rap, one of them would be never get 3-0'd by Yoshi. Like what? Not saying, not saying she the worst battle rapper in the world, but it's just, as a lyricist, for me, I don't ever want to lose to a girl that quote unquote has a ghostwriter and quote unquote puts it out there that she's just a thought battle rapper. Like, no, like no, you know what I mean. Like I'm not trying to do that.
Hey, but we gotta give Yoshi credit. She lost her fucking mind in that battle, though.
She did.
Like,
I was just talking
you
about
like,
that right before you came on. She was wilding, but it's hard for me to be like, damn. Like I just wish she didn't have that stain over her head. Where now I just don't know who to give credit for it. Like I just don't know. And I guess I'll never really be in that headspace where it's like, oh my gosh, she's bananas, because I just don't know. You know what I mean? But watching it, she clearly had the better rounds. Clearly was in her bag. Her performance was on point. She had a fire under her that she was just going. Like she was mad. You know what I mean? It felt like she was mad. Like, nah, I gotta get this shit off. I gotta wild out. And you know, that's the flame we want to see under every female battle rapper when we watch them on the screen. You know what I mean? So shout out to her for winning.
Let's really unpack this ghostwriter thing, right? I can't prove it, so it's still all alleged. But the problem is that exists next to your name, so there will always be an audience of people that are hesitant to believe that what you performed or wrote down belongs to you, right? And so Caution, her entire promo run was like, oh, she's gonna use somebody else's bars, she's gonna have somebody else's pen, she's gonna have somebody's gonna ghostwrite for her, but then you lose. So then it's like you can't set yourself up for failure like this. Like if you really truly feel like this person has a ghostwriter, don't battle them, because clearly you accepted her and you respected her enough to accept the transaction of the battle. So like you put that unnecessary pressure on yourself. It's either you go out there and battle and know what you're getting yourself into, or don't do it at all, and for the sake of the integrity of what you really believe.
Right. I mean, whether or not a lot of people have claimed to have ghostwriters or whatever the case may be, I don't think it should have hindered Caution from taking it, because I think that was a good look for Caution. It was you know, what, regardless of what they say about Yoshi, her name do be buzzing, so it does give you clout. You know what I mean? It gives you some kind of, somebody's gonna notice the battle. You know what I mean? People want to watch it. So I think it was a good idea for her to take the battle. And you know, even using that angle, if you're gonna use that angle that she got a ghostwriter, cool. Use it and kill it. It's just, you know, choke. That's the worst case scenario. It's cringeworthy, man. I just be like, oh shit, no. Bendito. When anybody chokes, I feel bad, you know, as a peer. Like it's like, shit, even bitches I don't like, you know what I mean? I'd be like, damn, you know what I mean? I don't want you to go down like that. You know what I mean? It's kind of like shit. It's like, you know, if I'm in the drug game, I don't want to see you get locked up. Yeah, I want to see you fall off, and I want to take over your blocks, but I don't want to see you do
I ain't want to like this. I get it.
Yeah, I ain't want like this. Jesus.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, those were the two battles that I kind of watched. I didn't get to focus on the C3 and Vixen battle. What was your take on that joint?
Salute to C3, man. She's so versatile. She's a really difficult opponent. She could do a little bit of everything: jokes, rebuttals, bar, angle. So like, she's never an easy person to ever be in the ring with. Like, in fact, she's a very difficult matchup for anybody. And
Thanks.
Vixen's been on every single Queen in the Ring / caffeine card to date, all 5 of them.
Yes.
So I'm starting to wonder, is she starting to wear down a little bit, because that allure, that lust, that star shining that she had, that little bit of like aura, her first couple of battles doesn't seem to be there anymore. And there's a lot of chinks in her armor, and C3 showed how one-dimensional Vixen can be.
Damn. I wish I would have saw it more in depth, because I was watching it, but it was playing, and I was just doing mad other shit. But I did see, like, C3's approach. You know what I mean? Like, oh, she gonna do name flips. You know, she gonna do this, and kind of just predicted what she was gonna do. And I'm assuming she fell in that trap. Yes? Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but that's what happens, man. this is why I always tell people, don't be so quick to say a bitch better than me, right? Because it be that hot right now moment that people get stuck in, and it's in this game. I feel like, look, you can't really talk to me because I've managed to stay fucking relevant, not battling. Like, who's fucking with me? And a bitch could battle often, but still lose that fire that you had. You know what I mean? Cause what? When she came in there, oh, she's the greatest. She's woman of the year. She had like what, 3 battles and was woman of the year, some shit. I remember it being kind of drastic like that. Like, all right, we don't really have much to judge it from, but at the end of the day, it wasn't that many females battling that. You know what I mean? It wasn't a lot to choose from, right? So I'm not saying that she didn't deserve it because she was wildin', you know what I mean? But I always still had that, y'all should just calm down. Let's see how she continues to move. Let's see if she can keep this up. You know what I mean? And from the looks of it, it's looking like she's declining. And if she keeps going at this rate, she's gonna get bodied by somebody, and then that's pretty much gonna be it. But hopefully in her next battle, she steps it up and kind of,
Yeah,
pump
that's
up the
that's
volume.
exactly what happened. Like when she came out and battled DNA and First Lady Flames, like having back to back battle of the night, does a lot for you because then obviously everybody starts to think you've arrived, you can
Yep.
consistently perform at this level. And after her Loso battle, like even though she was really good there, and Loso just had a whole career moment
Yeah.
against her, like uh, it's been difficult for her to tap back into that. And I agree with you. That's why sometimes we have to pump the brakes when somebody starts to gain a little bit of momentum because we need to say like, all right, well, can they? Is this sustainable long term? Can we see a year of this, or
Hmm.
is this just a flash? Or are they gonna be a headliner? Are they gonna have consistently best battle of the year back and forth, like back to back? Like there should be little checkpoints and check marks when it comes to evaluating a battle rapper to say, oh, they're consistently doing this at this level, right?
Hmm.
So we can trust them. But like very small sample sizes, we need to still be very wary of. Like anybody can just fall off
Yep.
or start to decline or just have a nice little 2-3 battle run and then we're ready to crown them.
Yep. 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 That people do it all the time in battle rap. Oh, that's it. Oh, she's the greatest of all time, or he's the great. I just be like, that's why when I ask people that 4-4 question, I be like, all right, who's hot right now, but it's not gonna be hot in 4 years? Because it's a good question. Because it's like, yo, how many times, like you've been observing the game for how long, and you've seen so many people come and go. Man, I've seen so many people enter a top 5 1 year, next year they not in it. A whole group of other motherfuckers is in it, and that's how this game is. It's like, what have you done for me lately? And we know that. And people real quick to say, oh well, you trash now. You was good last week. You trash now. It's fickle, man. I don't know. Who's doing it for you though right now? Like, if who's your woman of the year right now? If you had to put in a vote today.
Ooh, okay, that's a good question, man. I think it's wide open. I think it's completely wide open. Like I don't think there's anybody that's a forefront, but there's a couple of ladies that's really stood out to me so far this year. Let's start with First Lady Flames.
Okay.
Her and Victor obviously was crowned as the best female battle last year,
Yep.
and as of right now, her and Ehart probably have the best female battle this year. So, First Lady Flames is somebody that looks like to me she can sustain consistently putting on great high level replay value battles. She might not win them clearly, but her objective isn't to win. Her objective is to put on classics. So, like, if she has the best female battle this year with her and Ehart,
Mm-hmm.
right? You're gonna say, oh, 2020 and 2021, she had the best female battle. I can see her doing that for a solid 2 more years, like maybe the next year and the year after, though. So like, and people always pick and choose when to do this, right? Oh, her battles are debatable,
Mm.
but they're good performances. Like we need some context because somebody can have a whole list of wins and they're not entertaining, and I'm not going back to watch those. Good battles that are debatable are better than just clear wins that aren't entertaining. You know what I'm saying? And she understands that. So First Lady Flames is definitely somebody I'm impressed by this year. Her battle with JC was incredible. Her battle with E Hart was incredible. She battled Emerson Kennedy last month. I was there in the building for that. That was a really good battle too. So
Yeah, shout out to Flames. I did enjoy her battle versus E Hart. I
I
loved E
also
Hart's
like
approach though, man. I loved E Hart in that battle. You
oh
know,
no,
it was
Ehart was
like,
great in that
oh,
battle.
how auntie.
They, it was so crazy at the face of how much they looked like. It literally looked like an
Mm,
aunt and niece. Like I'm just like this is unbelievable. It's remarkable. How is it possible that you are a mirror match with JC and Ehart? Like I've never
mm.
seen these two styles more across the board than anybody else. Ehart was amazing in that battle. She needed it too because we hadn't seen a good Ehart in a while.
Right, right.
I'm impressed by Gaddis. She's knocked off all the ring rust. Had a really good battle with RX. A solid caffeine debut against Official, even though Official wet the bed there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so salute to Gaddis. I think things are wide open for her as well. Coffee's another one that I'm really impressed by because her battle with T Top. I remember going into it, all the chatter of that battle going into it, like nobody believed in Coffee.
Mm.
Nobody believed in her, and she came out like just bombing
Yeah,
on T Top and one on the app. You know how hard it is to beat some fan favorites on the app,
yeah.
and you beat T Top on the app.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable.
Facts.
She leveled up.
Nobody thought she was gonna come that way. Cause what
Nobody.
every prediction I saw was, oh yeah, T Top gonna get her out of here. T Top gonna get her out of here. And yeah, she was wilding on that shit.
Facts. Those are three names I'm really impressed by so far this year.
Right. Okay. So who else was on that card? Was it just those?
We also had Cedar Boss versus Farah,
Oh, what
and
happened with that? Because I saw an interview after that. Farrah was saying she not sure if battle rap is for her anymore or some shit.
yeah, she kind of wet the bed also on her caffeine debut. Just stumbled and fumbled and like choked in 2 rounds.
Oh yeah.
She wasn't clean.
Yikes.
I mean, but look, if we're gonna also call a spade a spade. If you've been watching Farrah for the last few years, this is kind of who she's been. Like she
Mm.
hasn't gone through performance cleanly in forever. Like I don't think. I mean, I will love to say she hasn't been the same since you, but I can't even give you that much credit because she was still messing up before you came back.
Crazy thing is, Yoshi called her out like she's the one to beat.
Well, yeah, they have that little that she looks at Farrah as one of the original sex symbols,
Mm.
and so she has like real high praise for Farrah, and like
Like
there
the
was a lot of
thought shit.
comparisons of like can Yoshi be like the Farrah of this decade, and at this point Farrah is just like she's like on her last legs really, so like I'm not
Mm.
sure we'll get a good performance out of her, but Yoshi's smart to call her out because if you get a good Farrah, you haven't gotten a good Farrah in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you beat her clearly, okay, if she's not good, then it's a win-win.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I think that's a stupid move, right? I think Yoshi is in a better place than I felt like Farrah ever was, right? Especially with the caffeine platform, right? Um, I don't know why she would look to that to be her next battle after a win like what she just got. And I get it. Like she's made it clear, like, oh, she's a thought. Like I want to be that new thought bitch. But like, I think you playing this wrong. You playing this wrong. I think I don't know. If who would you want to see Yoshi go against next?
Real quick, I think you put your cover up on the screen.
You know about nobody else.
There we go. I'll be honest, man. I still want to see Yoshi and Farrah. Like that's just me. Like I really, I kind of see it as a like. It
Thought
reminds me. It
battles.
reminds me when Easy was calling out T Rex, and it's like, oh, we haven't seen a good Rex in like 4 or 5 years. Like, what's really gonna happen here? And we're gonna end up lowering the goalpost for one of the greats on one of the greats in this, and it's gonna get to a point where it's like, all right, Farrah, like if you don't even remotely show up close to any level of yourself, like you're gonna die. And she still even could show up and still lose, but I think it's a really big win-win. If you get a good Farrah, you get one of the best Farrahs we've seen in years. If not, you beat her and you move on.
guess so.
That's my opinion.
I guess it's just for me it would obviously be an entertainment battle to see what type of catty shit is gonna happen, right? And that kind of battle, I'm not looking for bars at all. I'm not looking to be like, all right, what's the craziest shit they gonna say? That's just my opinion. It would probably be more so like, all right, cool, what they gonna have on? Right? Is they gonna wear some see-through shit? Is ass gonna be out? You know what I mean? That's fucking horrible. Jesus. All right, cool. So, like, on another note, Summer Madness is coming. 25th, right? 25th. Yes. Right? September 25th.
Next Saturday.
Yes, next Saturday. Houston. We all know Summer Madness is like the... If you had to compare it to anybody, with the Super Bowl, kind of ish.
Super Bowls, the NBA Finals. It's the highest stage, at the highest level.
Highest level. What's your opinions on that? What matchup are you looking forward to seeing the most?
Oh man, honestly, so many good matches on there. I don't know if I could pick one directly, but I will say this though: I'm really interested to see what Easy, the Black Captain, and Luke Castro do. Mm-hmm. I'm super invested because those guys, they're making their Gnome and Summer Madness debut in the same year. Like they've entered a very legendary list. Like some of the names that have done this is like DNA, K Shine, Hollow, X Factor, Official, John, Calico. Like you hear the names that they are accompanied with. Like they're accompanied with like all-time greats by having this accolade. So I'm really curious to see what they do on that stage and if they're able to adapt. But I think experience is a really big factor that nobody ever talks about in battle rap. Like they're battling very experienced, seasoned, elite battle rappers. So like, this is your first time here. This is like their 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th time here. You know what I mean? So
well,
I'm invested to see what they look like on that stage.
I feel like that's gonna be fucking battle of the night type shit. I like Easy.
One of them has to be.
I feel like Easy's coming for blood. And he said, he had way more than enough time to prepare. He's ready. And Chess ain't no slouch. You know what I mean? Chess be going crazy. So I'm excited for that matchup. The Mook and Reed battle. What's your opinion on that? Cause when they first announced it, I was kind of like, meh. Like, I didn't really get it. Like, I know the history, but I don't know.
You felt like the window was too late for that, right? That's how you felt, right? Like
a little bit. Like, I was like, damn, main event on Summer Madness? Like, I don't know. What you think?
I have a lot of thoughts on it. Me personally, I feel like not only did they miss the window of this historically, they missed it again in this era because if you put Mook and Reed in a one-off setting, right, the way like Tay-Rock and Daylight battle or Mook and Rock battle, I'm here for that match. In fact, I think you enhance that match so much in that setting. But putting Murder Mook in a 2,000+ room after 6 electric battles, it sounds like a recipe for disaster to me.
What you mean? Why is a recipe for disaster?
When are we going to be honest about his performances in big rooms? Like his Iron Solomon battle, we know what that debacle looks like. The Loaded Lux battle and Total Slaughter, that's a whole different. It's like a summer jam crowd. It's not even a battle rap crowd. He battled Averb in a room of 200 people, and then his Double Impact battle, where there's a couple other thousands, that shit ends in a fight. So there's really no good Murder Mook battles in a big crowd. At least Reed, he battled Rex in Vegas, and that was a good performance. He battled Shine in Philly. That was a good performance. You know what I'm saying? He battled Chess in a room of 500 people, and that's a good performance. Like, Reed is adapted to this era. He's good in any size room, and he just fucking beat Room Nitty. Like we should objectively at least say Reed has the advantage here, objectively. But I don't see that. I don't see that being the conversation. I see we're still stuck on nostalgia. I see we're still stuck on a lot of Mook's performance against Rock, and I love his performance against Rock. But battling in an empty room of 3 people cannot be used as a sample size for a 2,000 plus arena. It just can't. Am I being crazy, or is everybody else losing their mind? I don't get it.
Well, Mook, man, everybody loves Mook, right? Mook is that guy that people want to see. Um, but you do have a point that I kind of wasn't really thinking about either, like the big room. Although a lot of people were impressed with his performance versus Rock, I too I liked it. But it wasn't some fucking astronomical shit the way it kind of was they was making it seem. For me, like the round that did it for me was like the gentrified when he started doing it. When he had the gentrified ball, that's when I felt like, oh shit, he's wilding. You know what I'm saying? Mook versus Solomon, I was there. I was in the building that night. His rounds was just too long. He was getting
Nasty.
love,
It's nasty work.
but it was way too long. I think his shit was like 8 minutes or some shit like that. I don't know. But Solomon didn't perform well either. So that kind of added to the lackluster shit. I don't really think it was too much Mook's fault. But are they doing unlimited rounds this time?
So the most recent report says that Reed and Mook agreed to 3-minute rounds, but to that I just roll my eyes because I can never envision Mook doing a 3-minute round.
Cause I'm like,
I would love to
damn.
see Mook under a time limit though, because if you let that man go off, he just goes off.
Hell
And
yeah.
I would love to see what it's like when you force him to concise his thoughts and be efficient with a round. You know what I mean? The Rock performance, it's so good, man. I'm not gonna lie, like it's a really good performance. But like, I think we're lying to ourselves if we say that performance is the exact same performance in front of 2,000 people. I don't think that's the case. I don't think you build that level of patience with people. And Tay Rock is explosive in the crowd. So
Mm.
then you also don't know what it looks like when Murder Mook has somebody bombing on him neither, because like you said, everybody's been a bit lackluster. So like, not only has he not been entertaining, his opponents have been able to be entertaining. So it kind of brings him down with him. What's going to happen when his opponent is actually rocking the room, and now it's his turn to steal the momentum back? Like, I haven't seen that from him, and
Mm.
people act like we've seen it, but we haven't. I don't get it.
Mm. When like somebody else is bombing on him and he got to get that energy back.
That's what I'm saying. Like we've never had to scream out "fight back." Like we've never had to scream that out.
Fight back. But that's good. That means he's always winning,
But
right?
that also means I don't know what it looks like when it happens.
And you think Reed is gonna be the guy to give it to him? Pause.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, Reed also has moments where he's like really like building up to a lot of things and there's no reward, but at least he has a better sample size for me to be more confident in. Like again, Chess, Rex, Shine. That's a good sample size in big room battles. And then he's also battled Surf and Rum. You know what I'm saying? So like you say, hold on, this guy's kind of tested in this era.
Mm.
Like he's battled a little bit of everybody.
True. True. That Nitty performance shook me. I didn't think he was gonna beat Nitty. But some people still not giving it to him though.
Oh yeah, they're trying to take it. They're trying to take it away from him, but he won the app. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? If you beat Nitty on the app, that's a win.
Yeah.
That's a win in my eyes. You
Mm.
know what's crazy in that battle? In the first line when he's battling Nitty, when he tells Nitty, proceeding further, and after Rum, the headline will be Reed and Murder,
Yeah.
right? And there was like a rumor going around that like he was trying to get Murder Mook for the longest,
Right.
and that he pretty much told URL like if I beat Rum Nitty, like you have to set this Murder Mook battle up,
Right.
and URL's probably like, okay,
You ain't
sure,
gonna beat Nitty.
yeah, okay, and then it happens, and then they're like, well, damn, now we got to send a contract for Mook.
Facts. It's like, oh shit, beat Nitty. Look, oh my
So
god.
if he was that fired up to get to Mook, what do you think is gonna what's gonna happen when he's in front of Mook? Like this is the only battle Reed's ever wanted.
Mm-hmm. True. Damn. Who did he battle when we had that Philly card?
He battled K Shine,
K. Shine.
and
Sean won that though, right? Sean
yeah,
won.
no, I
True.
mean
Sean won that.
Shine to Shine, like, and this was like during Shine's 3-year run where he damn near wasn't even losing almost rounds in battles. So you're not gonna beat him, but he held his own with shine in his prime.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, well, you didn't die, and you did pretty good.
You didn't die.
You know what I mean? Like,
All right. Shout out to Reed, man. I hope it's the battle that we all expecting, especially because it's been hella long.
let me throw this point to you. I was talking today with some of our staff in LTBR, and we came to the conclusion that like because people feel so skeptical about the battle, where it's like they feel like the window is past. This is a nostalgic battle that they don't need. It's on the stage. They don't know if they're going to be entertaining. Do you think there's a chance that we've lowered our expectations so much for the battle that once it happens, we'll be happy with the results because of how much we've like?
Hmm. That's a good question. Cause at times I feel like that does happen. Um, honestly, you could be right. Yeah, because at this point, like even me, I'm just thinking now. I'm thinking, well, like right before you said that, I'm like, well, shit. At least if they just give us a good back and forth, we're good. You know what I mean? Like as long as they're both rapping well, nobody chokes, everybody's clean. Everybody's just gonna be like, all right, cool, good battle, good battle, good battle. All right, we finally got it done. But I mean, from Mook, you always want to see a great performance. But I think a lot of people want to see. I mean, they're the headline though. I don't know. They're the headline. At least for me, like if they suck, I'm gonna be like, man, this battle sucked. That shit was trash. I'm definitely gonna put that out there. But you might be right. Like I feel like at this point, people just want to see just a good battle. Like it don't have to be the best battle of all times.
Like if you made a survey, like what will be the best battle tonight? No one's gonna pick this battle first. But there's a chance that you'll walk out the building saying, I actually like this battle a lot more than I thought going into it.
Mm, mm. Got you. Got you. Well,
Speaking of surveys, real quick, I want to plug this. We are doing a very special project, LTBR, in Houston. We have created 1,000 business cards with a QR code. So we'll be handing it out to all the fans in the venue. It's going to link you to a in the building recap survey. So we'll be collecting in the building data after the event, so we can finally get an official survey of how the fans feel in the building.
that's fire. That's fire. That's fire. I love that. I love that idea. Cause it's like that the people in the building. That's how you get the in the building. You know how we always feel in the building, and then we talk about the battle and we talk about it, and then it comes out. It's like, man,
Yeah,
what y'all niggas in the building was thinking?
It's the first narrative, and it's the one that lives forever because like you'll watch the battle when it comes out on replay, and then everybody tries to switch their mind on like on the recaps, and there's a whole bunch of people debating it. But in that moment, nobody gets a chance to watch it again, and you only walk away from what you remember and how you felt in that real time.
Yes.
Which I feel like is still an instrumental part to battles. Like people love to try to rewrite history or love to change winners when it drops. Like, no, I remember how I felt in the moment. Like imagine somebody watching you and Farrah say, well, Farrah got around and she only forfeited the third. So if she didn't forfeit, it could have been debatable. Like, nah, I was in the building. Like that was a massacre. Like we're not changing history.
Correct. Because yeah, it's like when people was trying to tell like the Lux versus Calico, when they like, come on, like people was trying to give it a cow. I'm like, no, I don't care how many times that guy choked up there. The way I felt in the building, that shit was different. That shit changed me as a battle rapper. I was like, yo, I have to be more memorable. I just gotta do shit that makes me explode. And that's what I got from that. So I know exactly what you mean, that feeling like that you get. Like when he was talking that armed guards and Darfall, like I remember getting chills and I was like, oh, let's go. He's back.
Yeah, you never forget how you feel in the moment. You'll always remember that.
Facts. And I remember feeling like Calico was gonna cry. So I was like, oh, is that a tear? Is he tearing? What? Hold on.
Yeah, I never understood like why battle rap fans don't allow that feeling to manifest long term. Because like you go to any other concert, you go to a Jay-Z concert, you just go to a regular concert at Madison Square Garden or Barclays, and like you walk away with a feeling from the performance. There's no difference in battle rap. We're watching a live performance. Like I'm supposed to walk away with emotions and intangible feelings that I'm gonna remember for the rest of my life.
Right. Salud. Sa motherfucking Lou. All right, cool. Who else we got? Oh, Sue Surfing John John. Hey. Sue Surfing John John. What are we doing with this battle, friends? What are we doing with this battle?
All right, let's just address what's being said, right? If Surf comes with 3 rounds, will Surf come with 3 rounds? All that good stuff, right? I know the world can't wait to see him not come with 3 rounds because he's done so much shit talking the last year and a half as a commentator. His 2 caffeine appearances both have chokes in them. So people are looking forward to the opportunity to drag that man. But he's in album mode. He's done enough antagonizing all year round that he knows I can't give you guys that luxury.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Surf is one of these guys, Surf, Chess, Twerk. I feel like they have this interesting effect that makes them really difficult to beat because they have a large trail of inconsistency. So when you doubt them, you're not wrong for doubting them. You have a large enough sample size to not put confidence in them. But that also lowers the goalpost for them. But they're also really great too at times. So it's like we shouldn't be lowering the goalpost for somebody that we're having at such high regards. So whenever they just fundamentally have 3 rounds, there's already an audience saying, "All right, they won the battle for me," and that's not right. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why they're so difficult sometimes to beat if they're not beating themselves. But I do think Surf will come with 3. But John John's tactical. John John's a sniper. He is calculated. That motherfucker don't miss a beat. And he maps out everything so detailed that I just have to believe that like he's wanted this for so many years. He knows what to do, and he's preparing for a Surf that's coming with 3 rounds.
Okay. Now, I don't know. Also, for me, this was a battle that when they announced it, I was also like,
not excited.
only because I don't know. Surf, like, I don't know. I like John John. Surf, obviously he's like the #1 shit talker in battle rap. And even in the face off, oh my god, he pulling out the Connect Four. He doing all sorts of stupid shit. He has to come with 3 rounds. But again, there is that factor of even when he don't come with 3 rounds, people still try to give him the W, which is kind of crazy. Which brings it back to what you said. He's hard to beat. Because how do you beat somebody that can come with 2 rounds and still win? That's tough.
Check this out. When he battled Geechee, that was his first time having 3 individual rounds, and in 36 months. In like 36 months, in like 3 years, bro. From December 2015 till June 2019, Surf had not had 3 rounds in the individual battle. Nobody can go 3 years without having 3 rounds. Only Surf.
Nobody, yeah.
So real quick, also when people was like, oh, you guys allowed choking. Look at Surf. This doesn't apply to everybody. This is one individual that can get away with murder. That's it.
Yeah. It's fucked up though.
Yeah, he breaks all the boundaries, but at the same time, like when you look at when leagues look at the analytics, and Surf is the person on top, or Surf is the most mentioned name, or Surf is the most bringing in the most traffic, and that's what they want to see, then they're like, I don't care if you're not cooking, you polarizing, they want to talk about you, they want to see you, bring your ass over here. And if you give me a good performance, even better, because I know what your ceiling looks like. That's why they love Chess. That's why they love Twerk. That's why they love Surf, because they have really high ceilings despite their inconsistencies and their polarizing. So whether you want to see them win, you also have enough amount of people that want to see them lose too. Yo, we're spitting up here.
Let's go. That just you mentioned Twerk. him versus Loso. What's your take on that?
That's another battle where it's like, oh shit, he has 3 rounds, and
Yep.
now nobody wants to have him like losing when he has a battle with 3 rounds. But
Yep.
I genuinely felt like he has a higher ceiling than Loso, and Loso just had a bad approach for Twerk. So like he miscalculated there. So that is interesting. That could be a similar fate if John miscalculates. He can miscalculate for Surf, and Surf can please the audience just by tapping into something similar to what he used to be. It's crazy.
Facts. Man, I knew Twerk was gonna come trying to like, yo, I can't fuck this up. Right? I obviously I knew that had to be his mind state. Like, look, this is like something I can't fuck up. Loso has actually been on a great run before that battle. So I felt like he was in that mind state like, yo, I cannot choke. I gotta come with 3 rounds because people, we want this. You know what I mean? That first, I'm strapped in. It was like, I'm happy for you. Good, yes. Like, this is the Twerk we want to see, and this is what everybody needs from you. Also agree with what you said about Loso about the miscalculation. I felt like he angled every round, and that didn't really make sense to me.
Yeah, he's not equipped with the utilities to combat somebody like Twerk because it's like Loso, like you're not as explosive, you don't perform better,
Right.
you don't rebuttal, you're not funny because humor diffuses what the fuck Twerk brings.
Yes.
So if you don't have any of those things, your best bet is to beat him by strategy, which then that didn't work neither. Like if you put somebody like A Ward in front of Twerk, like it's a whole different ball game because A Ward's not going to spend an entire round in an angle.
Right.
He can be explosive, he can rebuttal and crack jokes on you. So he has enough like tools to kind of like handle Twerk, as opposed to Loso, which I don't feel like he had, nor did he planned around it. You know what I mean?
Correct. I think he had to do more punches, like in and outs, more jabs, and less angles. And then not only that, man, you battling a preacher's son. He knows all this shit you about to spit at him, and he's gonna do it better than you. You understand? And he did. Like the Lazarus bar, they both had kind of the similar bar. Twerk did it better. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, he's electrifying. Like it was all around bad for Loso, and Loso's not no slouch, right? I even thought the matchup was like, all right, cool. This is a Twerk on his A game. Is no way. You know what I'm saying? There's no way. But
yeah, it made me sad because I guess that was the headline going into it. A game Twerk will beat A game Loso, and it kind of lived to be true. And that's where sometimes we have to stop and look at sometimes like what does this person look like at their best as opposed to this person at their best? Like, is it comparable? Loso had this moment in his round that he kind of didn't use, and I was really upset he didn't use it. He had an opener for I think his second round, where he was going to tell Twerk, your managers are Rome, DMV, and Anwar. That's not a punchline. That's real facts. You see? And like that made you smile.
Right.
And that would have made everybody smile. And everybody knows that conceited line, so they would have said it with him, right? He would have got the momentum of the crowd, they would have laughed. And everybody loves Anwar slander. Like, why didn't you use that line?
Like, everybody loves Anwar slander. We love it. We're here for the Anwar slander.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Yeah, we know Anwar is like, Twerk's #1 fan. You know what I mean? So,
no, he's. Let's get it right. Let's get the title right. He's Twerk's manager. You know what I'm saying?
Is that a fact? Right. Is that a fact?
No, that is a fact. That's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? So if you can, Anwar deserves a raise for that performance we were able to get from Twerk. You know
that was a great bar. I probably would have started it with that too.
That's what I'm saying. It's such a good bar. Why didn't you use it? What happened?
What, he had told you that prior or after? He was saying.
I heard him say it when he was sparring. When he was sparring the night before, and I'm just like, oh, that's hilarious.
That's funny. Yeah, he should have used that. Damn. And also, like his demeanor to me, he was like angry, and I felt like had he played with it a little more, because it's funny to have angles like, bro, you can't finish rounds. Just do that in a little more comedic way, like you know what I mean, like just regular shit, like related to having drinks at the bar, not being able to finish the round. Just little stupid shit like that have been cool. Um, I don't know, but I just hate that everything was like a setup for angle, and we know anglers can beat punchlines, right? Like when you know somebody is a puncher, a great way to beat them is to have an angle, but not like where you have all these setups and it's taking you a while to get to like the point, right? Um, I don't know. I just wanted to see more of that.
Yeah, well, John can suffer the same fate if he doesn't plan accordingly, but he normally does. So
Right.
I have faith in him.
All right. So cool. So that's that. John Surf. Geechee Gotti versus Calico. Geechee
Wow, what a
Gotti.
battle!
Ooh, I, Geechee probably gonna win that for me. I
Yeah,
don't.
everybody kind of has that same sentiment, and Calico was really good against Hitman, but Geechee's Geechee, man. Like
Mm,
Geechee hasn't battled since June 12th. This is his longest break since like 2017. He's never had this much time
ooh,
off in the last 3 years. Like, what's gonna happen with a well rested Geechee?
yikes. Yeah,
Yikes,
you're right.
indeed.
He's prepared. And the man never does
Yeah,
that,
he
right?
is. He is, man. He really is. But I mean, Calico still an all time great. Calico's a poet up there. He's a wizard up there. Like Calico's able to. Calico has this beautiful thing with his cadence and the way he performs on these big stages. It's never at the pace that you want. It's at the pace that he makes you follow. So like he's going for 6, 8, maybe even 10 bars out of punchline, and you're
Mm,
just there, just following it, mesmerized and waiting for it. And he's earned that cachet. So he's able to give that to his audience, and his style is similar to Geechee's. Just kind of like they're both gonna really talk a lot of like street
like
stuff
real
and
shit,
and
son.
and and they're gonna talk about their hoods, and they're gonna have a whole bunch of dialogue that like someone's gonna really relate to. That I don't think this is just Calico gonna like lay over for sure. Like this is a 2-1 for me for Geechee, but um, Geechee just knows how to be explosive in that room, man. Like I've seen some amazing rounds from him,
Hmm.
some amazing rounds from him. So like, what's gonna happen when he sets the roof on fire? And I don't know if Calico has the explosiveness to match that.
Yeah, true. Um, I the last couple of battles I seen Calico in, I wasn't as impressed as I used to be with Cal, where I almost was sure of the outcome. Um, so for me, it's gonna be Geechee clear. Like I don't see no debate in that. I
Wow.
just I just think he gonna get him out of there. Um, and just you mentioning that, I didn't even realize that he's been on such a break. Cause you're right, yeah, and it's like, yikes, what happened? Whoa,
Like, hold on, wait, Geechee, you were doing this battling every 2 weeks?
right?
You're off 3 months? Shit.
It's over.
He had a tweet. Geechee had a tweet where he goes, bruh, I even impressed myself with what I wrote. And I'm just like, damn, like, all right.
Okay, that's
Okay.
scary vibes,
Okay.
scary vibes, man. Cause
Right.
we seen him go against A1 dudes in a short period of time and come out with the W, and not just no regular shit. He just be wilding. And what I love about Geechee, that like people don't read peeping. Like he be almost about to choke and no one ever notices it. It's hilarious because he just be like choking in his head and like everybody's just still waiting for the bar, but he's not making it obvious. And that's what I love about him and his bout the chokes. And I be mad at people that be doing the fuck, I'm choking. Like, yo, chill, don't make it that hot. Chill, you making it hot.
Play it
You
off.
could
Be
have played it
cool,
off.
man.
You could have, did a couple things.
But
People
you know
should
what?
learn from you.
That's
Yeah.
another thing too. He's such a good freestyler and
Yeah.
rebuttaler, and
Mm-hmm.
Calico's neither of those. So even if Calico does have something amazing,
He's
Geechee can
gonna
just send that right back your way. You know what I'm saying? Like
facts.
I remember when Geechee battled Don Marino, and he was like, uh, He's like, you probably never been to Mexico. Like he said, like Don Marino had an essay bar, right? And then Geechee was like, you probably never even been to Mexico with your scary ass. He ain't even a full essay. He a paragraph.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
how do you
yeah,
say
yeah.
that in the spot? How do you say that on the spot? What?
Yeah, I remember that. Yep, that's a fact. But see, those lines you could have pre-thought, but I don't think he did. I think that was a true like, just come out with it. And freestyles are one of the ways you could just steal the momentum like that, man. Especially if you're doing it effectively. Cause some people do it and really they shit the bed. It's like, oh man, that was whack. Like you should have just shut up. But he's really good at it. He does it effectively and always gets the results that he's looking for every time. Shout out to Geechee Gotti, but I want to see that battle. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for Geechee and Calico. K-Shine and Hollow the Dawn. Hello.
Ooh.
I love Hollow, man. That's sheesh. Yikes.
That's a banger,
I gotta
man.
get it skittled out. What do you think? Who gonna win? Who gonna win?
You like Skittles, man? Skittles are terrible.
What?
I hate Skittles.
Yo, the purple pack is the best one.
Nah, man, all Skittles slander. Skittles are horrible.
What? No. Friend, you gotta reconsider. Have you had every flavor?
The purple bag's the sour one, right?
Nah, this is bootleg. I don't fuck with sour shit. You had all flavors?
Which flavor's the purple bag? I've had the green, I've had the red.
Just the wild berries. So it got like strawberry, raspberry, all the berries. You had this one?
I've never had that one, but I'll make.
That's why. That's
we'll,
why.
We'll give it a try one day. We'll give it a try, man.
Because the red pack. Now you got me started. The red pack is the original, so you can't really shit on the original. But I don't.
No, the original's not good.
I don't like it. Yeah, I don't fuck
like
with
it.
But this shit right here, bro, I'm on my third pack right now, huh?
Oh, you addicted? You have a problem.
It's just the flavor of the week. I switch up candies every week, you know.
I hear you.
So Hollow and Shine, who you think
All
gonna
right,
win?
Hollow and Shine, man. I see way too much Hollow to Don slander. I see way too much Hollow to Don disrespect, and I don't like any of it. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, when people are selling all the time on a battle rapper, that's when I'm buying. You know what I'm saying? Hollow has never battled in Houston at this size of a room, so him getting like a technical home game for him because he's also grew up in Houston. That's gonna mean a lot to him sentimentally, emotionally. Like he's gonna really be happy to perform there. And Hollow the Don performs the best in this environment. Charlie Clips, Tay Rock, Lux. You can go down the list. He's the best in the big room. When you put Hollow in a small room or a smaller size audience, I don't feel like he's as effective.
All right.
But K-Shine, goddamn, K-Shine's a problem, man. Like, you can always count on him to, like,
deliver.
Always. And the last time we seen him one-on-one was against Chilla Jones. And I know he's not happy about that, so he's looking to get his fucking leg back. Hollow's kind of pissed.
Last time we seen him?
Well, last time we seen him one-on-one. Because he had the 2-on-2, but like his last 1-on-1 was Chilla Jones. That was 8 months ago. It's 8 months ago already.
Wait, Pat was before. It was before that? I thought it was after.
It was a month. It was a month before that.
Okay.
Yeah, battle rap time just flies so much like this. It's so accelerated. It's insane. But Hollow pissed K-Shine off. Like he looks angry. I'm hearing this is the same K-Shine that was like for the Verb or DNA battle. Like he's in that level of anger and frustration and motivation. So I'm expecting fireworks. I'm expecting fireworks from K-Shine.
What are you mad about? Why he so hyped off this?
Huh?
Why he so hyped?
I don't know, man. Like I guess like Hollow plays with these mind games that just kind of just irritates K-Shine. You can see in the face off, like K-Shine was just he did not want to be there. You know what I'm saying? He did not want to be there.
Right. I'm a
I don't
huge
know
fan
how was
of
really
Hollow.
how was really calculated too. Like Hollow also really like planned shit out, was real strategic, rebuttals really well. So like this is not an easy match for neither party. I want people to know that because I'll see a lot of people thinking K-Shot's gonna kill him. It's not the
Hmm.
case.
Now I see somebody in the chat saying he posted his mom. Nah, I did. It wasn't his mom. I guess a Hollow made a joke about he posted a picture of Kayshawn hugging someone and like whatever, and the comment was just like, "Oh, you see, he need a hug or whatever." But the person in the photo passed away, unfortunately, so he didn't know
Mm.
that. So it seemed as if he was making a joke about someone who passed, and that's how it was perceived. But he then later, posted his apologies. He had no idea the person that passed or whatever, because he got Kayshawn pretty worked up over it. But I just wanted to let the chat know, like, Hollow definitely apologized as a man. That was not something he was trying to do intentionally because he would never do something like that. And so just to clear that up for y'all,
Yeah, it's good to clear the air on that. It's good to
yeah,
clear the air on that.
it wasn't none of
But
that
what
type
do
shit.
you think about Shine and Hollow? I'm actually more curious to know what you think because
Hollow's like my favorite. Um, he's been one of my favorite battle rappers forever. Um, yeah, I never really say anybody's gonna beat him when there's predictions and shit. Cause I learned a lot from Hollow. Um, a lot. Like, uh actually, like in my earlier battles, I would spar more with Hollow than Core. Like I was always sparring with Hollow. And he taught me a lot about presence and like being memorable, right? He always was just like, he always put that in my head like, listen, just be memorable. Like, you have to do something in this battle that somebody, no matter if they didn't hear shit you said, they're gonna leave that battle like, yo, she the chick did that. You know what I mean? Like me throwing the money at Farrah. First person I thought of was Hollow. Was like, oh yeah, Hollow gonna be proud of this moment. You know what I mean? Like, like if you could be like, damn, what was Shorty name? The girl that was throwing money? Even if you don't know what happened, you know I was throwing money at the chick. You know what I mean? So he taught me that. So I know he's definitely gonna try to do something in the battle that's kind of like a standout, especially in a crowd that big. Whether it's a gimmicky thing or whatever, it's just gonna be something that we're gonna remember. Um, K Shine, like I mean, I've always said he's like Twerk 2.0. Like he has characteristics of Twerk. He has characteristics of like, I don't know. He's like a hybrid of all the battle rappers we like, and that's why he's so fucking good. Because he does everything that we really like at the highest extent to the battle rapper that we like it from, if that makes sense.
no,
Um,
yeah, that makes perfect sense. And I just feel like they both create extreme matchup problems for both of them. Like K Shine is gonna punch crazy, perform crazy, and be explosive for
mhm.
Hollow. It's gonna be really difficult for Hollow to match that. But then Hollow's gonna create enough of a gimmick, an angle, a performance, or it's gonna make K Shine look a certain way that K Shine can't punch out of it. So at that moment, it's just like who is the better version of themselves that day to win that battle? Because it's really that close. It could go either way. You know what I'm saying? Like I really look forward to. I think it might be the battle of the night.
I hope so. 2-1 either way, I say. It go 2-1 either
I,
way.
I agree.
The last one would be Arsenal and Luke Castro.
Mm, Arsenal, Luke Castro, man.
Mm.
Salute to Luke Castro. I'm really happy that he cemented himself. No, Mr. Roman is the same year. However, I have concerns because he did battle. Um, he battled Jack Boy about less than like what maybe 4 weeks ago. Then 2 weeks after that, he battled A Ward this past weekend. He openly admits that he lost to A Ward, so like let's get that out the way. But then 2 weeks after that, you're battling Arsenal, and Lou has all these little like moves in his arsenal. He has like no pun intended. He has the big dog. He has a little muscle flex. He has the ficky ficky, the stabby stab. Like he's got a bunch of little slogans that's gonna help him carry him throughout the stage and get the crowd hype. But he nobody kind of addresses the fact that he has a lot of moments where he builds up to no reward. He has a lot of not dry spots, but like the punches just don't land. The lyricism isn't there with Lou. He compensates with his delivery and his performance for that reason. And so when something is just airballs in that crowd, it's gonna be very
It's
noticeable.
hard to come back from in a Summer Madness shit. That's when you start getting booed.
Yeah,
Boo.
you got a couple airballs, and people's like, "Yo, when you gonna give me something I like?" And then you shoot that third
It's
airball,
over.
and then
Yeah.
you lose them,
Yup.
and then it's chaos. Like,
That's the hardest part of Summer Madness. You have to keep them engaged at all times. Anybody who has that, like you said, airball situation, they're in for a long motherfucking night. Cause that crowd will boo you. They'll chant 3-0, 3-0. And you don't want that. That's gonna be nasty. I think Arsenal's gonna win though. Like, I mean, a lot of people like Lou, but I wasn't one of. I'm not really one of the cheerleaders like behind him. Like, I like him as like a best supporting actor kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like, not really like, oh, he's my favorite battle rapper or somebody that I think is really dope.
let me ask you this: do you think he's ready to perform at this level?
I mean, like I said, like I'm not really. I wasn't even really too impressed with his other performances to even put him on this kind of stage. There's a lot of other new guys I would have liked to see in his place. You know what I mean? Like anybody really. Like a lot of the newer guys that's been doing it. I like Kid Chaos better than him. I like
Yeah, I personally thought Kid Chaos had a better performance in Civil War than him as well. But
mhm,
I was in the minority of that, you know. And my biggest concern is like his performance against Jack Boy. Like I wasn't really blown away,
mhm,
and more importantly, Jack Boy didn't really fight back because Jack Boy was going through it on the stage. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't really perform to his level. So now, not only am I not seeing you in a competitive situation, I didn't really see you have an explosive performance.
mhm.
So I don't know what to expect when you get punched in the mouth, and I don't know what to expect if you have the content to with last in that stage, and you battled so many times in the last 6 weeks. Like
Mm-hmm.
battling 2 weeks before your Summer Madness debut, that can't be a good idea.
Mm-hmm. And this is Oz too. Oz is one of the front runners of this battle rap shit. He's disrespectful. He can get in your face, make you nervous, make you uncomfortable on that stage, and add to that pressure that the crowd is already given to you. So yeah, I don't think it's going to look good for Lou at all. I think it's going to be nasty
Mm,
for him up there. So
mm.
yeah, I think Austin's going to beat him for sure. Yeah, hundred
Yeah, I
percent.
have Arsenal winning too because, like I said earlier, experience doesn't get enough value. If you point to a lot of Arsenal big stage performances, there's a lot of them that aren't his best showings, but I feel like he knows that, and he's gonna come there saying, "All right, last time I was in Houston, I battled Av, and I shit the bed here. Like I clearly had no business being up on the stage. That's not gonna happen to me 2 times in a row. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And he at least knows what to do. So like when he's if he's just getting through his material, he's able to find a way to connect with the crowd. And Lou doesn't know how to identify that yet. So like that's another big mismatch and advantage that Arsenal has. Like experience really matters, and I don't know why people just don't ever think that all the way through. As somebody that has done this a million and one times and has figured out a formula versus somebody that is experimenting. That's what they're doing, really. They're experimenting. We're trying to find out if Lou can do this or not.
Yeah.
I,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. I need some bloodshed. Like I'm not here for every
Punch him in
battle
the
being
mouth.
fire. Like I need some bloodshed. I need somebody that'll just flat out die on the stage.
Well, maybe you'd be the best person to ask. Like, how did Lou get here? Like on this card. Like, how did this? Like, what events led to Arsenal versus Lou, or is it like just totally random?
Well, I don't think it's all the way random. I think he definitely showed a lot of progression. Like when he was in the tournament last year, he was the biggest underdog in the tournament and he won. So like he kind of shocked the world there. And
Right.
he started to show a little bit of his own. Like he was coming into his style. because obviously he had been cast away as like one of the fifth or sixth bench players on the Goonies for such a long time, but he was so original, and people told him like, "Yo, just be yourself." And
Right.
once he finally started to be himself, he headlined against DNA. Good battle, but he lost, obviously, as you should. Like
Right.
DNA's DNA. Then he wanted to battle Shine, but instead of battling Shine, he partnered with Shine, and Shine, in my opinion, raised the ceiling. Like I thought Lou Castle was the most improved battle rapper in 2020 because of how many little things he had changed. And
Mm-hmm.
after connecting with Shine, like his ceiling just went through the roof. Then he
Mm-hmm.
had a really good performance against Mike P. But that still leaves you with some questions because that's in the caffeine room. It's not a stage.
Well, no, more so.
Then
I wasn't trying to shit on him like that. Like, how the fuck does he even get here?
yeah,
Nah,
no,
I was
this
more
this is
so
this is
like,
the chronological
oh,
timeline
right,
to like
like Arsenal. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Got you, got you.
the Arsenal battle. It's a little random because I've never seen anything between them. But I have this theory about Arsenal. I think he is all reward, no risk, right? Because if you beat Arsenal, it's like you beat Arsenal. But if Arsenal loses, he's still Arsenal. Like there isn't a single loss at this point in Arsenal's career that he can take that's gonna dethrone who he is. You know what I'm saying? We've seen him get his ass kicked a few times.
Yeah.
It doesn't change who it is. It's still fucking Arsenal. You know what I'm saying? And he picks and chooses when to get back into his old bag. Like you'll see him for like the newer guys like Chess and Twerk and Geechee, or
Yeah.
but then
It's
sometimes
real
you see him just
sick.
like
I feel like he's
sick.
giving a lot of guys shots. Like,
Yeah,
he's.
cause well he has no choice to because he's battled everybody. Pick a name, he's battled them. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing else to do but spin the block and give these guys their biggest match of their lives and give yourself just another stepping stone for yourself. Like it's all risk, it's all reward, no risk for Arsenal
Mm,
because then you as the challenger, the contender, you raise your ceiling trying to battle one of the greatest battle rappers of all time.
right.
And for this guy, he's just another day in the
It's gonna
office.
be good. Yeah. That's true. Fucking arse. Alright, so that's the last one, but easy to block and chess. We spoke about that already. So for you, who's gonna be battle of the night?
Who I think it's either going to be between Chess and Easy or K Shine and Hollow.
Mm.
But I feel like there's no wrong answers unless you say Reed or Mook. But there's no wrong answers, honestly, because any of these battles could be battle of the night. Surf and John could very easily be battle of the night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think yeah, battle of the night. I'm gonna go with easy and chess. I'll say I think with confidence. I feel like that's gonna be
Listen,
battle
man,
of the night.
Chess is a demon on the stage, all right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like even when Chess is losing, he gives you fire material and performances.
Mhm.
So in his losing efforts, he looks good.
Right.
Now he's on the other side where, oh, I'm the experienced one. I'm the veteran in the situation. Oh yeah, I'm here.
I'm wildin'.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I think it's gonna be so crazy
He has so many
because
good big stage performances. Just like again, like I don't have him winning all of them. Like he lost to Av, he lost to Tay Rock, but those are like top 15 highest viewed battles on URL. Both those battles. You know what I'm saying? Um, and his whole entire run, 2019, against like Jerry West, against Geechee, against Danny Myers, against Arsenal, like he can be consistent for a long period of time. Of course, he has his issues where he's choked in the past, but so far this year against Loso and Kid Chaos, he's shown that he's found a groove. He's figured something out. It's clicking for him.
got you. And obviously, you've seen how much battle rap has grown from what it used to be, right? What do you think is the next step for battle rap in as far as the elevation process? Cause you see, like, if you would have 2 years ago, if you would have said, okay, cool, I think the next step for battle rap is being more accessible to everyone and being on a streaming platform, then you would have been right? So like, what is that next pivot? Like, all right, this is where we going, or I mean, the
I think the
best
next
guess.
level. I think the next level of it really is more inside of the artist development, really, because like
Mm,
The money's going to keep going up. Everybody's bag has increased over the years. There's enough work available for any and everyone. In fact, it's almost there might be too much work to the point where people don't say no. Like, you can remember as well as I can. Battle rap has never been this accelerated. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like,
facts.
you had events far few in between months out. Now you have 2 to 4 events a month.
Mm-hmm.
Every single weekend, if you look, you can find battles.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which is great for us as media. We have something to always do, but for the battle rappers that are constantly in rotation that are battling 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times a year, like that shit's gotta wear down. Like you've only battled 3 times in 9 months, and that was with Farah official in the 2-on-2. And even that, you're like, this is too much. I'm not doing this again. You know what I'm saying? And I would love to see the game. Everybody get managers, like everybody go get managers. You know what I'm saying? Like I really want to see more explosion of that. People that really take their brand a little bit more serious and just like understand that less is more. This is a lyrical combat sport. So every
Right.
time you go out there to make a transaction in battle rap, you're putting your brand at risk. You know, everybody just thinks about the reward. They never think about what happens if you lose.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's an uncomfortable conversation, but that's where the manager comes in to say, "What happens if you lose this battle?" I'm not
Right.
saying you will lose it, but let's talk about the possibilities if you lose it.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
And I feel like that already opens up a whole other dialogue of these guys thinking differently, making more calculated moves. Look at Easy. Easy is a great example. Easy's battled 2 times individually this year. If you
Mm-hmm.
exclude the 2-on-2, he battled T Top, he battled Rex, and he's on Summer Madness. That's efficiency. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else is battling 4, 5, 6, 7 times to get there. He's battled twice this year individually, and he's
Mm-hmm.
on the biggest stage.
Mm-hmm. He's being strategic and he's doing it well. He's getting great matchups and he's delivering every time. He's not giving us lackluster performances. So he's preparing. He's not trying to battle every week where, all right, you have a fuck up and now your stock drops all the way. Now you got to compete again. Kind of like the JC effect, right? Like when he was battling OD and fucked up his luck shot. You know what I mean? So, like, you know me, I'm never the battle rapper to tell y'all to battle every week and shit. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all to pace yourselves. Pace your
And it's
motherfucking
tough. It's
self.
tough, right? Because like a lot of these guys, like and gals, they use their talents to survive. Maybe this is like a real main source of income for them,
Right,
and there's
right,
enough work available that you can get yourself in a situation any given time.
right.
But maybe that's also the reason to not get yourself in a situation at any given time because it's so out there so frequently. Like there's a level of exclusivity that's kind of gone from the game.
Mm-hmm,
Everybody is so accessible, available, has a show, has to stream, has to talk, has to
mm-hmm.
connect to their audience. Like early hip hop, the other like the 2000s to 2010, and even early battle rap from like 2011 to like 2015. Like you guys weren't so accessible.
Right.
That's why you guys felt like such celebrities to so many people. Now it's like anybody can turn on a phone and listen to you for
Gotcha.
hours and hours at a time.
Right, 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 right. Well, it's for also when when you mention management, I think having management for battle rappers makes those money conversations way easier. Cause when you're having conversations about money, one of the first things that come up is, yo, do me this solid, or hold me down, fit, or do me this favor. And I feel like that makes the business part a little tougher when it's coming in that perspective, or it's being delivered to you that way. Opposed to if you have a manager, there's none of that. There's like, yo, these are facts. This is the artist. This is what they've done. This is what they're asking for, and it's pretty straightforward. You can't do this. Let me do me this favor, or come on, my guy. Like, you know what I mean? And that makes it hard for us as artists too, because we are people. We are cool with most of the league owners, so we're like, all right, like we are trying to. All right, I got you, my guy. But I just feel like, when things become business and so much money is involved, that management can help in those areas 100%. Um, and I think, like artists like Surf, right? I feel like he has a good team around him to make decisions for him that are that make sense. Not just him. A lot of people around us. You know what I mean? I think that having a team of management really does help. It does.
No, it does, man. We started off this conversation talking about Lady Caution, and we said she's giving Coffee and Yoshi 2 weeks apart. Like Coffee and Yoshi are two of the top ladies on the roster, and those are two high-profile matches. And nobody's right mind sitting in the camp with you is going to tell you take those two battles back to back in 2 weeks. That's a good idea. You know what I'm saying? And if somebody is there to prevent that from happening, Caution's in a different place. Same thing applies to all these other people.
Rock in her corner. You know what I mean? But when you think about it, Rock was one of those guys battling every card. So probably wouldn't be the best person to tell her to sit out. You know what I mean? He probably fuck these bitches up. Keep going.
Yeah, but Rock's version of being on every card was still at a time period where cards are every 3-4 months. So like you saw Rock a solid 3-4 times a year, and he was able to consistently be Rock. I feel like that attributed to the reason why he was able to have this long run for like 7-8 years, to the point where it's like, oh, like we can rely on him to always be him because he's not fatigued from battling. If you put Rock in this era, he has 2-3 years in a row where he's battling 8 to 10 times a year, you don't get that same level of Rock for endurance for a long period of time, in my opinion. So the acceleration of battle rap is crazy, because then also you don't even get a chance to live with certain performances, because like something to happen and it's like, all right, we got 2 more events coming up real soon. So then like this performance is already like this was yesterday's.
Damn, but I mean, dude, well, it's a good thing though that we're having them that often, especially for the consumer, for the fans. They want to see more battles. They want to see people more often. It's way more accessible. You're watching it for free on Caffeine. You know what I mean? That's a plus for anybody. Let me see. Piper Boy, what's good, my guy? See you in the chat. He said like Daylight versus Rock is a perfect example of what? Oh, like battling often.
Yeah, like battling often, and it just kind of like, all right, we're on to the next thing. You know what I'm saying? Like a week, I think 2 weeks after Daylight and Rock, we announced Ultimate Madness 2, Summer Madness, and then a Born Legacy card, and classics. Like you said, classics fading out. So like, it's just a lot, man. It's a lot going on, really. And maybe, I don't know, maybe it's meant to weed out the strong and the weak. Maybe it's meant to weed out the efficient and the inefficient battle rappers. But like I really like the people that calculate, sit back, and are consistently good without having to have a high volume. Like it's just unsustainable for me, in my opinion. And even then, at some point, if you're consistently good for a while, like either you mess up or they get tired of you and they want you to lose. Like it's just no way around it.
I mean, I don't like seeing people all the time either. Some like if I could see you all the time and you're at the highest level, shit, great. Like Geechee, he's the only one that I feel like battles OD, but never really slacks off. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so he can
but everybody's not Geechee.
Yeah,
like when people was like, oh, like we said earlier, like, oh, these people are choking and they still get opportunities. Yeah, everybody's not Surf. Right. Everybody's not Chess. Everybody's not Twerk. There's way less of those, and there's more of Ya than them. So like, don't take those guys as an example and try to make it across the board, because that's a terrible way of looking at things, because they're an anomaly to certain things. Like you're not gonna get a person like Geechee Gotti ever again that's probably gonna battle people like Surf, Chess, Ill Will, Arsenal, DNA, K-Shine, Marvin Quez, Big K, Head Ice, all in 1 year, and have all debateables with all of those guys. Shit like that's not gonna happen.
Valid. Yo, Prop Gang, where y'all at, man? Prop Gang, throw some props in the chat on some beautiful points that we are making here. Show some love. It's the Brooklyn way.
I like popping bottles. I like nasty hoes. I like fucking models out they fancy clothes. I lie. I like popping bottles. I like nasty hoes. I like fucking models out they fancy clothes. I like. Don't spill my drink. Chill, nigga, watch your step. These ain't Nikes, these just set. So they like me, y'all upset. I be writing fighting for the best. But I'm pricey, cut the check. Just invite me for the sex. So I piped her, then I left. All this ice that's on my neck. Get up.
We back. Show some love in the prop gang side of things.
Shout out to prop gang.
Shout out to prop gang. Love. But man, as far as battle rap as a whole, right? A little more on the up and coming side. Who do you think is the best new guy, period?
I think if we're gonna talk about like who has the actual attributes right now to be like the most complete battle rapper, I think it's Kid Slade. Like he has the presence, he has the delivery, he has the qualities of like a vet. I mean, if we're not talking about like the guys, if we're talking about like the real sick guys and all that, then like I would say like real sick and chaos. But some of the guys a little bit more newer.
Generation.
Yeah. The next wave of class, like Kid Slade is he's polished. He punches well. He talks to you. You know what I'm saying? He could get witty. He could get funny. He is confident. Interestingly enough, he doesn't really have an internet presence, so it lets me know like he's really kind of what he's about. Right. You know what I mean? He's definitely, in my opinion, the best battle rapper out of the next class for sure.
Yes, I agree. And if for the audience, I interviewed Kid Slade, so you can check that out on my YouTube. It is out on my YouTube. Check that out, Ms.Fit. But yeah, man, I felt like I wasn't really doing a great job, but the first time I actually seen him was in a tournament. I had not seen the Crucibles and all those other shits. So when I seen him, I'm like, oh shit, like who that? Like he fucking.
He's kind of
shit.
Polished, right? Like
yeah,
he's polished.
I was like, wait, where he come from? You know what I'm saying? Because the way he was delivering his material, I was like, oh, like. He ain't no slouching. It doesn't seem like this is his first rodeo. So yeah, that's why literally from that tournament, he was the only person I interviewed. Like he was the only one that stuck out to me. And then later, probably like the next event, that's kind of when I, then Sheed. Then I was like, okay, I could fuck with Sheed too. But Slade was definitely the one that stood out to me the most. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's also fire. She's definitely another real out the box character. He's really talented. He's really good as well. I would definitely say him as a close second, or even if you have him first, that's good too. But Slade is good. And Slade even has a slogan. Like Slade has a slogan going on with things. Like, and the fact that he's able to be as gritty and have that kind of talk, but punch as frequently as he does, like,
and he's
that's
clean,
deadly.
Like clean, like a clean looking rapper. You know what I mean? Like. He's marketable to me.
I mean, look, he said it on your show. His inspiration growing up, or his inspiration coming up in battle rap, was Goods and Head Ice. Like, how many times are you gonna hear that answer? That's a very different answer. It's a unique answer.
Yep, it is. But people was comparing him to Goods already. Maybe it's because he said that. I don't know. But I seen a lot of people comparing him to Goods and comparing him to Easy to Block. What do you think about that?
Him and Easy have a lot of similarities, though, for sure.
With that real talk shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess similarities, but I don't think they're like too much. But when I was interviewing Easy, he's like the mini me type shit. So I was like, okay, Easy out here, like little mini me, son. I could see that matchup happening in the future. When people are like, oh, if he has the right battles and comes up appropriately. But what do you think about his loss? They got to plant
the seed to that one correctly, because the timing of that is everything. Because like where Easy's at right now, respectfully, as much as I like Kid Slade, I'm a big Kid Slade fan. Easy would demolish him at this moment, in my opinion. Yeah. Like,
not right now. He's not ready for that right now.
Yeah, he's not ready yet. So like, you got to get him there. You know what I mean? But it also needs to see him evolve, right? Because all these guys have that one performance where they take a massive leap from like who we know them to be, and they're becoming who we didn't know they could have been. You know what I mean? And once they take that leap, you're like, oh, we're in new territories of your ceiling, of your skill set. You know what I'm saying? Let's figure out how good you can be and how sustainable this level is. You remember Real Sick and Chiller Jones battle?
Yes.
By any chance?
Yes.
Brusick took such a level up in that battle. We're like, oh, like this is really good. Like, where does it progress from here? And now it's gotten to the point where once upon a time, what looked like his ceiling has now become his floor. He can be that performant at a standard level. That lets you know somebody has leveled up and they've arrived.
Yes. Yep.
You know. So.
Yep. And then against Chilla at that. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
come on now.
What?
Like,
yo.
yeah.
That's solidified your spot. Like, I'm here. I'm fucking shit up. And he's one of my favorites. I fucking love Sick, man. For me, he's a rapper's rapper, man. Like, he clearly is a writer. He raps like he's writing 16s every day. Like, he's not just waiting for a battle to write. He's writing all the time. His flows, I love his flows. And I'm a like huge fan of battle rappers who rap. You know what I'm saying? And I hate the battle rap talkers, if that makes sense.
Now I get what you're saying. There is an era of people that came up on YouTube that are not rappers, but they're battle rappers. And because it's just a lucrative industry now, they can do that, which is a blessing. But at the same time, this is an extension of hip hop. And if you weren't a rapper first, like, where's the hip hop? Where does that come from? You know what I want to see come back? I guess this isn't new. I just want to see it resurface again. Like, I want to see ciphers again. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's stopping the UM1 guys to do a cipher? Like, imagine if Easy, Real Sick, Ace Amin, Kid Chaos did a cipher for their class. Like, they missed the window for that. Maybe it's not too late, but like, we used to get those shits all the time, early URL days, or even early DVD battle rap days. Like, make the ciphers with the classes. Like,
that's fire. Like, you know, like the freshman cover, like the source shit. Yeah, like double XL.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? Like,
but see, you will be shocked to know that some might not be able to do that effectively. Because I'm telling you, man, I've been in studio with battle rappers where they can't pull a fucking 16 out their ass. And it's like, man, what? How many battles you got? You can't pull a 16 out? I'm disappointed. You know, I'm not so mad at them because I do understand where it comes from. I do understand that battle rap now in itself is its own industry. It's not, you no longer have to be in the pursuit of a record deal to kind of fall into battle rap. It's like, no, people grow up watching battle rappers, watching it and say, okay, no, I don't want to make tracks. I want to do this. And like, I'm cool with that or whatever. Like, it is what it is. Like, battle rap has came up enough for people to be able to do that. So, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
All right. So, on another note, what do you think about dinosaurs?
Yeah, I've been waiting for this part of the show, man. I've been waiting for this part of the show. I got a list of fun facts for you.
Yo. So.
All right. Let's start with this one.
Let's go.
Fun fact: there were over 700 species of dinosaurs when they existed.
How many?
Over 700.
Oh yeah, I feel like it's even more than that.
Dinosaurs lived on every continent in the world.
Yes. I hear fact.
Yeah, man, I like this, man. I had a whole little list of dinosaur stuff here for you, man. I think you knew this already. I don't know. I think I might have heard you say this, but if you didn't, I actually found this out a long time ago when Awkward's battled T-Rex. That T-Rexes, Tyrannosaurus Rex, is actually like chickens are like the most relatable thing to Tyrannosaurus Rexes. So like they have more in common with like ostriches, pigeons, chickens.
Well, actually, not T-Rex. Well, yes. They tested all animals, and the chicken's DNA is the most relatable to the T-Rex. Cause that's how we even got into the conversation about dinosaurs. Fucking what really happened was dinosaurs have feathers, and this is something new that we're figuring out. How many fucking years later? That we never knew they had fucking feathers. But what's a fact, and it's been proven time and time again, the raptor, that specific dinosaur, had feathers and wings. So Not more so the T-Rex, but definitely the raptor. They have proof that that shit had wings and feathers. So that shit was shocking to me, and I'm just like, yo, that's how we got into this whole dinosaur shit, and it was crazy.
This is my dinosaur advice.
Facts. What's that? So somebody comment. So the egg came first because dinosaurs came out of eggs. I'm dead. Nah, I mean, I think it's just so interesting that they actually lived here. Like, it blows my mind. Like, that they actually walked this earth. Things so huge and so not anything that we have living today. That is just so amazing to me. Like, how did the earth have this shit? You know what I mean? And that actually led me down another rabbit hole of how we came about, like, as people, right? What's your opinion on that? Where do you think human beings come from? Obviously, a lot of people are religious, and, you know, obviously it's like, hey, you know, God put us on this earth. What is your take on that?
Yeah. There's a higher being, right? So, like, I don't know whatever religion you believe in. That's up to you. But I do believe there is a higher being in power that kind of was able to place us into this fucking globe that we live in. But, like, not just Earth. Like, there's so many other fucking planets in the universe. Like, there's probably there's so many different dimensions and multiverses happening right now at this very moment. That, like, we'll never even know nothing about, and they probably know nothing about us. There's probably that shit going on in Earth in itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always think about that too, where it's kind of like, where did you guys get the information or the imagery for a lifestyle that isn't present anymore? Like you can find all these fossils, but how the hell did you know that this is how the dinosaur looked? You know what I'm saying? I can't find your bones and realize that's how Misfit looks.
Yep.
So, like, somebody has all the answers. Who? I don't know, man. I would love to know. But once you go down a rabbit hole like this, you just start finding all types of crazy shit. And then here we are, my dinosaur advice.
Yo, listen. I think after watching Mad Shit, what I did take to believe is we were a species amongst the dinosaurs. I feel that to be true, right? Or at least that's kind of like the story that, like, some scientists have a theory on, that we originated from water, right? And we first come from, like, a worm kind of looking thing, right? Like, legit. Obviously, it's way more like, they don't explain it exactly like this, but this is the most simplest terms. We began as, like, a worm kind of thing.
The worm's like a cell almost.
Cell.
It's like a cell that like evolved over time.
Correct. Like a cell that evolved over time, and then that cell became a eel-looking creature, and then we needed eyes, so eyes came about because we needed to be able to navigate what was around us, and then we became a fish-like figure or species, and then we got armor to protect us from things around us, so then that's became like a skin layer, and then from that we got fins and gills, right, to breathe. But then other species like fucking sharks and whatever was killing us, so we had to get the fuck up out of there, right? So we was like, all right, cool, we got to get on land. So then we got on land and then became kind of like a lizard looking creature species. Then once we're on land and we're that, now we're lizards amongst fucking dinosaurs, right? So it's like, whole shit, like, we're the bottom of the barrel. How do we survive this, right? How do we stay alive around fucking dinosaurs? Then we become this, like, furry looking possum shit, because we're kind of like hiding in the dirt and trying to stay away from the dinosaurs and shit. And then we become like I guess like a possum looking thing, like, or whatever. where we get like night vision and shit to be able to see in the dark to best protect ourselves from bigger species. And then,
every layer and every step that you mentioned is just an evolution of adapting to something new,
yes,
right? Where it's like
yes.
you don't know you're possible of acquiring these attributes until they become mandatory for you, right? Like you don't know that you can do something until you're forced to have to do it. Like they've always said, like when you're backed into a corner, like you never really know how strong you are, or like you're from Brooklyn, right? You ran from the cops. You never know how fast you can be when you have to run from the cops.
Right.
You know, you tap into a speed that you never even had prior to that. So it's like you're in these situations and in these environments that like make you evolve into different shapes of yourself because it's like that's what's required for survival.
Yes.
Natural selection. We were all survival, and it's so crazy how much we have evolved from that. But looking back, like who we are now probably can't survive that here. Like if you should go camping if you haven't already, Finn. Like you probably would love it.
Well, I've gone camping, but it wasn't like camping. It was like fancy camping, like
now, fancy camping
cabin.
is fine. Like it's bougie, but you gotta do the tent outdoors, in the woods, and let the night vision kick in and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Like nature, I love it, but I don't know if I'm ready to go full throttle with the camping. But you know, what do you call the bougie camping? Lamping. I did the lamping. You know, had the glamping. There you go, glamping.
Now, bougie camping is absolutely fire. There's no slander for it, but I do think a weekend of like entrenching yourself into nature, like you're gonna tap into some shit that you was just like, oh, I didn't know this was here in my body. Like I remember when I first went camping, like at a really young age, and they told us about the night vision that you have, how you're able to see and hear certain things more clearly at night when you start to focus on it. When there's like when you're in pitch blackness and just fucking looking at stars, I'm like, holy shit! Like I didn't know we had like something we can just like activate like this. But you'll never tap into that in the city lights because you're never in that level of darkness or nature to do so.
Right. I mean, the one time I did go glamping, we did go outside, and I could not see my hand in front of me. That's some scary shit. I'm like, yo, my hand, I don't see my hand, and it's in my face. Like, that's nuts. But, you know what I mean? Fit about to have 30 to 30 someone with camping and evolution bars. You know it, man. I'm about to be on my shit. Like, put that shit in some bars where people understand it, though.
Danny Myers goes to the mountains to write sometimes. You know, I know Hollow has, you know, like these people that really tap into that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I would love to be more, like, I just want to educate myself more on, like, things like that. You know what I mean? Like, the more I've been going down rabbit holes, just about just life in general and how we as human beings operate, it's interesting because it's kind of like sometimes like how do you just take, hey, how do we exist? And most of us just take that we were just put here for an answer, and it's like I need more. Like that's not enough for me. I need way more. Like I need to figure out how we are here, even though no one fucking knows the answer to this question. But I want to get different theories from like everywhere across the world.
It's crazy that you've gone so far back to like deep dive this, because like sometimes you don't even have to go that far back. You could just go as far as 50 to 100 years and say, how the hell does somebody build a camera? Like, how are we able to capture reels of images in real time? How did we create video cameras? How did we create a phone? How did we create a computer? Like, that alone is enough. It's like, holy shit, like, how the hell did this happen in such a short period of time? Or like, who was people that invented certain things like this? Like that, I'm always looking up how things were invented, because I'm real curious to what was a life like when we were in the middle of kind of being modern, but not having all these tools and utilities and the technology, and like, what were things like at that time period? Yep. You know what I mean?
Yo, I was watching something Something as simple as I was just trying to figure out, or what was the shit? Whatever I was watching was telling me how ketchup came about, right? And what I learned was that Heinz, the person who created ketchup, was the first person to have industrial lights in their facility.
Wow.
So before Heinz, nobody had electricity in their factory. And that's crazy to me. Like, what? You know what I mean? It's like, every time you learn one thing, it will lead you to another. And just knowing, or just trying to open your mind to just little things can access so much other shit that you just never knew. You know what I mean? And I thought that was dope. I'm like, oh shit. So the Heinz ketchup motherfucker was elevating factories, you know what I mean? And with machinery, they were the first person to have a multiple process. Like, nobody was putting bottles and putting shit in multiple things before him, or whatever the case may be. And I think even Kellogg's, they pioneered different technology situations in factories. Just craziness, man.
It really is nuts.
It goes far.
You can just pick any single object or invention that we have now, and it's just like, how was this created? What were the tools made for? Who did it? And then you just go down the craziest like fuckery of all of it. It's just like, what? Like, how? And my thing that always blows my mind is like, we had almost little to no resources back then. So how were you able to create such an extraordinary invention as such? Like with the little knowledge, the little resources, the little information that you have available to you. Like, and my biggest thing that interests me is like, what was society like in that time period? Because without these things, like, what's the dialogue from day to day? Like, you and I are talking battle rap, sports, life, videos, movies, camping, but like, that's not conversations 50 years ago, right. 100 years ago. Mm-hmm. So like, I would love to like be in the 1800s or the top of the 1900s and just have a conversation with somebody, just to hear what the fuck they're thinking about. Or like, when you ask somebody back then, like, how was your day? Like, the question must be so different than what it is now. Mm-hmm. It's insane, bro. It's insane.
Facts. Even when
there's a website called 1950s NYC where you can put any address in New York City, mm-hmm. and they have all the photos of Google Images of what any address in New York City looked like in the 1950s.
Yes. I've actually
so you can see like
looked through that. I don't know if it's the same exact one. What is it called?
1950s NYC.
1950s NYC. Let me see. Let's see. 1950s.
Either
well,
50s
it's
or 40s.
It's an actual site. Because
it's an actual website. Let me see if it's 50s or 40s, man. I think I've actually sent this to you before.
Cause I've Googled it and I was able to see what Murder Ave looked like back in the day.
Here we go. It's 1940s NYC. I'm sorry, 1940s NYC. It's gonna show you the street view of every single place in New York from between 1939 to 1941. You can put any address and you'll see that the address looks exactly the same almost.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Almost 70 years later, it's crazy.
Start exploring.
Yeah, you
so
pulled it up.
So maybe this is where the in that search bar. Cool. All right, let's see. I'm gonna pull up my Addy. So it shows like, oh, okay.
How does it look like? Does it look anything similar to what it is now?
Hell fucking no. Hell no.
Really?
No. But it does, I am familiar with these buildings because there's some that are still up that look like this.
Bro, my home now looks exactly the same it did in 1940. 1940.
Damn.
Exactly the same.
Some of them, it makes sense to leave it like that because it's so well built. What the fuck? No way.
Yeah, I go down a rabbit hole of this shit
Yo,
too.
this
Like
is
I'm
kind of
just
crazy because it shows like my mom's old crib. It
yeah.
was a meat market.
Mm.
I don't know how true this is, but maybe I'll specify Brooklyn.
I think my thing I like the most is like when you see like facilities and places that you know like a supermarket, schools, churches, or like buildings or businesses, and you look back then and it's a completely different business. It's like what the supermarket down the block from my house used to be a hat store.
Right.
Who
I,
needs this much space for a hat store?
shit is dope though, yo. I'm not gonna front. It is dope. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
I was onto this when I was trying to figure out what Myrtle looked like so I could put them on T-shirts. Cause on
Mm.
Myrtle, my mom always used to tell me it was a whole train line, that ran across the entire Myrtle Avenue, and it was called the L train, not the letter L, the EL, the L train.
Mm.
And that shit ran up and down, and it was so dope. I saw pictures, and to see the stores, like, it just, I don't know, it's so cool. It's just like, damn, like these people were around, and what were they doing? Like, what were they talking about? What was the next big thing at this time? What was on the news at this time? Like, it's just fucking cool, man.
But how about this though? Somebody thought to themselves at that time period, we gotta take a photo of every single landscape of the city because we might need this for the future. Like, who thinks of shit like this for 70 years from now? Like, who can think of to do something that'll exist 50 to 60, 70, 80 years later? Like,
True. Like shit, at least we got Google Maps now. So like
right.
from 100 years from now, people wouldn't know exactly what. And if the internet is still here, which I assume it'll only get better or more intrusive. But
right.
they definitely had no internet back then, and that's not even that long ago. I feel like the internet is what, 20 years old. Like, how old is the internet?
The internet is like in the 90s, bro. Like,
I remember dial up. You know what I mean? Just the little things.
there's a time you cannot be on the phone and the internet at the same time, bro. Like,
Yep.
you had to choose, and like your parents was upset that you're like surfing the net
Facts.
and they're waiting for phone calls. Like,
Get off the internet. Get off the internet. But I don't know. Life is so full of mystery, and it's fucking amazing. It's fucking amazing. But thank you on taking this journey with me, my guy.
always,
I'm
man.
definitely gonna look into this site 100%. I'm about to search every address that I know and get into it.
Bro, look, this is what you do. Put Cortez's address in this, right? And just send him a picture of it. Just send him a picture of it. Just send him a picture like, look what I found. He's gonna be like, what the fuck?
It's your crib
Huh?
in the 40s. we were putting together a classic Murder Ave shirt line, and we had pulled up a lot of photos to do that. And some of them was dope, man. It just looked cool as shit. It was one with some dude just standing there. I'm just like, yo, who is this dude? Like, I want to find him. How do we find this guy right here? Dope.
It's incredible.
But let's talk battle rap. What's next for Let's Talk Battle Rap?
Oh man, obviously we're doing the in the building survey for Summer Madness. I'm really interested to collect that data there. We're trying to find ways to enhance our news because aggregating the news has become our staple. I'm really proud of the fact that we've grown to a level of the outlet that if we retired our microphones tomorrow and we never recorded content ever again, we can still live in this culture and thrive very successfully. And I feel like because we're become a staple with the news and information and accurate reporting, that we need to find a way to deliver this and double down on it. So I'm looking to level up.
I'm actually curious to your opinion on something. DNA has said something on Twitter the other day about pretty much battle rap not needing media anymore because battle rappers do media. What do you think about that?
I love DNA, right? And I partially agree that we're not essential. We're additional because this will always exist with or without it, and it has existed without it, right? Even though it enhances it now and it takes it to a higher level, that doesn't mean we're essential, right? But DNA, you can't say it's not needed and then turn around and say, but we're it, so it's good. It's like, wait, so is it needed or is it not needed? Because now you're saying it's only needed if you're doing it, and you guys doing it is fairly brand new, fresh to the market. You know what I'm saying? Like, very. I love that you guys are in media, and I love that you guys get the pushback from it. Like, I love when you have an opinion or a take that goes left and everybody doesn't like it. I love to watch it, but um, it's it's essential as a whole when you talk about the landscape of actual media. Like, you still need social media. I think we just narrowed it down to battle rap media because it's bigger than that. You need your social media, you need marketing, you need the leagues behind certain things, you need these artists to have a presence on the internet. But as far as the individual outlets like ourselves, Champion, Hip Hop is Real, like we're all like staple to the culture, but the culture will continue moving if we're no longer around, respectfully. So
What did you think? Where did you think that came from? It was random.
listen, man, if we're being all the way honest, it came from somebody. I don't even want to say their names or their organization or not like that, but it came from people that are in the world of blogging that want a lot of credit and validation for for contributing as a media member to the culture. And I agree, like it helps, it does a lot, but we're not above the leagues, we're not above the artists. Like, without you guys giving us the work and the transactions, we have nothing to discuss. You know what I mean? So we cannot be above y'all if y'all the reasons we exist. You know what I mean? So it kind of came from that, and it became a whole uproar, and a lot of battle rappers chiming in, and everybody arguing. You know what I'm saying? Because the reality is, people like that can't ever really touch the culture by covering the culture. They have to touch the culture with external objects, external coverage, external opinions that are not related to battle rap. That's why our show is called Let's Talk Battle Rap, because all we do is talk battle rap, and we're very high proficient at it to the point where it's like, oh, you gotta respect these guys. These guys know what the fuck they're talking about.
Got you. So it was a media outlet basically saying they're not getting enough credit.
The verbatim was, battle rappers should respect all media, right? And that itself is a broad blanket statement because nobody has to do anything. Nobody has to do anything. You know what I'm saying? And if we don't do it, so what? Like, if somebody doesn't respect you, what does that make you stop what you're doing? Like, keep doing what you're doing.
But what
Like
does that mean though? Respect all media. Like, respect what part of it though? Like, respect
I guess
opinions, respect
I guess
people.
respect the fact that, like, our dialogue is helping this touch a higher horizon, helping this spread and be on more ears and eyes, and able to touch newer people. You know what I'm saying? Hit newer heights with us spreading it. But at the same time, like I said, like,
Gotcha.
that just means we're additional. That means we're an extension of,
Right, right,
which
right.
we're a very powerful extension. But the word essential, need, necessity does not. They're not required.
Right, 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 right. And then media, I feel like it's so vague, like it's so general because there are battle rap media that I can totally live without, and I prefer living without it because it's like certain shit is not, it's not positive or it's not informative. It's more so
Well,
just there to be there and just to talk shit, like media bashers.
to be fair, hip hop media in general is negative. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason why really good hip hop writers that are actually covering artists and covering music are less known than somebody like DJ Academics.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
you know what I mean.
Right,
So
right,
hip hop
right.
media in general is just negative to begin with.
True.
Let's get that out the way. But you know what I really, really want in battle rap, and we've talked about this behind the scenes plenty of times. Like, I'm ready to start writing. I think I seen somebody in your chat, and I forgot who said it. So salute to them. they talked about the UM4 guide that I created for the Ultimate Madness, the new talents of MCs. I was really inspired by that project, and it really touched the culture, and it made me realize like this culture would appreciate editorial coverage if it's presented. People always say, "Oh, well, nobody's gonna read. Nobody will read because nobody writes." But nobody writes because nobody reads. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So it's like it goes both ways. If somebody starts the cycle, they will go gravitate towards it. So like
No,
long
it's
term,
true.
I'm ready to get off air. I'm tired of talking.
No,
I want to start writing.
no, it's true. Cause when Nikki from the Source was putting out written work of battle rap, we all tuned in. I mean, we were all interested in it. You know, we liked it. Um, until people started getting salty about the list she was putting out.
But that's part of the game too. People that are not happy with the columnist, the opinion of what's being written, and that gravitates to another dialogue and conversation. So like, you take that with it as well. Every industry fit has people writing for it. This is the only one that doesn't, and it's kind of like, wait, why are we acting like we are above this? Like we're a microcosm of what so many industries out there are. We're still a very niche cabinet of hip hop within itself. And there's so many hip hop outlets that write, and they're big, and they're way bigger than battle rap outlets, respectfully. And it's like, so why are we avoiding this? Why is everybody just turning on a camera, spewing an opinion, instead of everybody just getting on their journalistic wave? Oh, I get it, because it requires actual work. It requires you to actually put in the time. You can really start to tell when people don't watch footage or don't really study battles or just halfway get through so they can just build an opinion. You know what I'm saying? We're in the opinion space. They don't really want to take the time to have this attention to detail. And I don't want to say this to my own horn, like I'm not trying to brag on myself, but I feel like that's why a lot of battle rappers have a higher level of respect for myself, because for me and the brand, because they're like, yo, like these guys watch everything. These guys are in tune. These guys are very detailed. Like I can trust that if he's gonna say something, it's because he's analyzed this.
It's an educated
People don't watch
opinion.
battles.
It's an educated opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not just like you're just gonna throw your opinion at it without even knowing the catalog. You know what I mean? Like, I don't respect anybody's opinion of me if you never see my battles. You know what I mean? Like, fuck you. You've seen one battle. Why do I respect this opinion?
But before I got like on the air in 2017, like I had known so much battle rap, but I still feel like I was a lot I didn't know, and I was so afraid to be somebody giving out an opinion and not knowing what I was talking about or what I sounded like, and it kind of baffles me how many people are so comfortable speaking on something that they know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? Or they don't even understand fully. Like I have no problem contacting any MC, any league owner, any staff member, anybody behind the scenes, any manager to get some clarification on something before I just fucking spew a thought, before I just put a tweet out, because like that comes with the journalistic research and integrity and efforts that you're supposed to put out there, but it doesn't really exist in battle rap because I don't know. I don't know why it doesn't exist in battle rap. It should exist, and maybe if it starts to exist, it'll be more of it. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, let's just be real. We ain't got journalists in battle rap. It's not many. You know what I mean? So, like, I think it's needed, I mean, not necessarily needed, but it would be nice. You know what I mean? It'd be nice to have that.
It's a lane that's completely wide open, and I'm all about the lanes that are completely wide open. I'm all about the road less traveled.
Right.
So
That's a fact.
that's the future.
Salute to Let's Talk Battle Rap. Everybody show Let's Talk Battle Rap in France. Some motherfucking love. Prop game, where y'all at? Throw some prop game in the building. Nah, but yo, thanks for coming through, my guy. Appreciate you. It's always a good time having a chat with you. I do want to get you on a show that I want to do. Pretty much it's same thing, my dumb advice, but I have this whole new like little thing. Don't want to talk about it yet because I ain't gonna put it out, but I definitely want to have you on there. So I'm definitely gonna call you back and be like, all right, remember that shit I was talking about? This is it.
Hey, listen, man, just give me more of a day notice. That sounds like a really good idea. It sounds like there's a lot of interesting topics and talking points you want to talk about. Indeed. I want to be ready for it. Set me up for success.
Indeed. But nah, man, I appreciate you for real. Hold it down for the crown and keep doing what you're doing, man, because I absolutely respect your platform, your brand, everything you do. And it's always a pleasure to kind of pick your brain about things, you know?
Nah, man, I appreciate you, Fit. You know, we have a really good relationship in and out of our media and battle rap and media member relationship. You know, you're somebody I could really call like a friend, like a real sister. Somebody that really has given me advice, life advice, not just on my dumb advice, but, you know, just all around in general. You've created a safe space. You're somebody I have high admiration and respect for. And it's just a blessing and an honor just to ever sharing dialogue and space with you. Salute.
Ms.Fit. Murder again. All right, my guy, later. All right. Gang. Man, show the boyfriend some love, y'all. Let's talk battle rap in the motherfucking building. You already know the vibes. Thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate y'all tuning in week over week. I really appreciate everybody who consistently comes on the channel and anybody new to the channel as well. I appreciate y'all. We had a pretty long show, but at the end of the day, we're saying y'all with some good facts, some dope ideas. You know, a big part of this show is thought process, right? A lot of back and forth, not just on battle rap, but us as human beings and how we interact with each other. So I think that's important. And what's more important than that, for you guys to see that we are people, we are human beings, and it's just nice to get to know people on a different level besides just battle rap. And that's what my dumb advice is. One of the staples. I just want to show a side of me that people haven't seen, and I want to show another side of my guests who come on that you might not necessarily get out of them from a battle or a battle blog or whatever the case may be, man. But I appreciate everybody coming through. Much love. Let me back on here. If you have any questions, concerns, emotional outbursts, make sure you hit me up in the chit at. Email my dumb advice. You already know the vibes. Prop game, you gotta show us some love. Prop game, where y'all at on the map?
Hey.
Woo. Woo.
Woo.
Yeah. Go.
I like popping bottles. I like nasty hoes. I like fucking models out they fancy clothes. I like popping bottles. I like nasty hoes. I like fucking models out they fancy clothes. I like. Don't spill my drink. Till nigga watch your steps. These ain't Nike, these just set. So they like me, y'all upset. I'll be writing for the best, but I'm pricey, cut the check. Just invite me for the sex, so I piped it, then I left. Only sights that's on my neck. Get a hype and leave it wet. This ain't high key, I'm a vet, and bitch I'm spicy, so respect.
Okay.
Who these hoes admire me? See they way they eye me. You want that work? I got that work. Look, baby, you can hire me. Folks don't want no rivalry. On my shit, they riding me. Take your shine, your waste so time. I take what's mine, that's robbery. Yeah, I don't want no drama, bitch. She's so cold, I gotta be. See it, then I like it, then I buy it. That's the finer thing. I like popping bottles. I like nasty hoes. I like fucking models out they fancy clothes. I
appreciate all y'all coming out. I appreciate everybody tuning in. This is my dumb advice.
Out they fancy clothes.
We the illest, y'all. This all broadcast.
I like my pockets thick. I like my women thicker. Don't leave your girl at home. I like it when you bring her with you. So I can mingle with you. I can spend some singles with you. Come and take a flick with Fit so you can see the bigger picture. Bigger figures everywhere I go. I gotta sip the liquor with a hitter just in case the chicken hair's feeling better. I ain't got no time for that. Hate me, yeah, I'm fine with that. Tryna start some drama, cool, I put one in your starter hat. I be where the dollars at. Flipped it, then I got it back. Make you famous, yeah, you made it, bitch, and now you on the mat. Trolling, here's my autograph. Spend cause I'm affording that. I will put one in you, nigga, I ain't even pausing that. I like popping bottles, yeah, I like nasty.
Appreciate y'all. Misfit, Murder F Gang. This is my dumb advice. Bow, let's get it. Hey yo, what's good? Misfit, Murder F Gang. This is my dumb advice. Bow.